Many Bulls fans are still asking and wondering what's going on with Nikola Vucevic and when would the veteran center be moved? Well, if rumors are to be believed, there are no more Nikola Vucevic trades on the table as it stands right now. We're going to talk about it all and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, hosted by Haize, your number one spot for all things Chicago Bulls.
What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'm the host there, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Bulls Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that said, let's go ahead and get into this content for tonight, y'all. And yeah, for any of my Bulls fans that were still hoping that Nikola Vucevic was going to be moved, that he was going to be traded, that he was going to be off the roster, it seems like as it stands right now, any and all Nikola Vucevic trades are completely off the table for the Chicago Bulls. Now, this is something that can go up and down, right? We heard last week that there were Nikola Vucevic suitors. Now there's all Vucevic trades are off the table. And I think what that really just says is that the market right now has shifted away from Nikola Vucevic. It could shift back to Nikola Vucevic, but I think the overarching thing here, in my opinion, it says to me is that the Bulls hold maybe an unrealistic value for Vooch. And one could say this, Vooch is an 18-11 guy. Could still very easily be a 20-10 guy if he was allowed to do on more, which is not, as much as people try to make it, it's still not very common by big men in the NBA. And you have to ask yourself this, are the Bulls right to hold Nikola Vucevic at the value that they do? I know it's common thought for Bulls fans to crap on Nikola Vucevic, to hate Nikola Vucevic, all that type of stuff. But are the Bulls at the place where they can give up that level of talent for just a second-round pick? I don't know. I'm not here to tell you yes or no on it, but what it does seem like right now is that the market has moved away from Nikola Vucevic, and at this point, it is what it is. You know, I think that Vooch comes down. It comes down to this with Vooch. He is a very talented offensive player. I think he's 9th all-time scoring for the Chicago Bulls. Like that's where Vooch sits at. He sits already at some all-time Chicago Bulls records, but the question isn't that if he's talented offensively, it's what he lacks. And what he lacks is kind of what this team needs a lot on. On today's daily episode, I talked about how the Bulls, their lack of rim protection and their lack of paint defense has really been something that has really hurt the Bulls over the last few years. I think as you have a backcourt of Josh Giddey and Kobe White, it really puts even more of an emphasis on why you need to have rim protection. And so, and a switchable defender, or at least a defender at the center position. And you just don't have that with Nikola Vucevic. He's just not that. He doesn't bring that for the Chicago Bulls. And now it just seems like the Bulls, the most likely scenario is that Nikola Vucevic is going to be in a Chicago Bulls uniform yet again. And maybe that changes. Maybe that changes. That it changes at the trade deadline. Maybe somebody gets hurt and they need a center. Maybe the Indiana Pacers decide, who have come out and said that they don't plan on replacing Miles Turner. Maybe Ben Mathurin or somebody goes off and they're like, nah, we could use a center in here. Who knows? But as it stands right now, the best chances is that Nikola Vucevic is going to still be in a Chicago Bulls uniform. And that just is what it is when it comes down to it. You know, and the Bulls and this is what I'll say, for all the Bulls fans that eat the Bulls alive every time they make what they feel is a lopsided trade, and then now that we can't move Vooch, now we're like, oh my God, they're failing again. They're not moving Vooch. Just move Vooch for anything. I guess in the same sense, like he is an unrestricted free agent at the end of the year, but here's what I'm going to tell y'all. The worst part about this isn't that Vooch is going to be on the roster 2025-26. The worst part about this is, do not be surprised if Nikola Vucevic gets an extension with the Chicago Bulls. Do not be surprised if the Bulls try to do what they did with Lonzo Ball with Nikola Vucevic, meaning that they could very well try to shop him at the trade deadline. If a deal's not there that they like, do not be shocked. Look in my eyes, right? Look in my brown eyes. Let me remove the glasses. Look at me. Look at me. Do not be surprised if Nikola Vucevic is a Chicago Bull and gets an extension at the trade deadline if they can't move him. I said it. Now that we ripped the Band-Aid off, let everybody get it out. I need everybody to go ahead and get it out, because what I'm telling you right now is do not be surprised if the Bulls cannot move Nikola Vucevic at the trade deadline, that they sign him to an extension with hopes to be able to move him in the offseason. Listen to what I'm telling y'all right now, okay? I need y'all to go ahead and accept it. I need y'all to realize it, hear my voice, and realize that I'm not playing. I'm not trolling. I'm not saying shit just to be saying shit. Do not be surprised if Nikola Vucevic gets a contract extension at the trade deadline, much like Lonzo Ball did this past trade deadline, and they try to move him. Do not be surprised. Oh, it didn't update. It didn't update. I see what happened here. But yeah, do not be surprised with that. Listen to what I'm telling y'all. Hear my voice. Hear my voice. Hear my voice. Listen to the words that I'm telling y'all. The Chicago Bulls could very well give Nikola Vucevic a contract extension at the trade deadline this season. I'm just telling y'all that right now. I need everybody to embrace it. I need everybody to get used to it. I need everybody to prepare for it. That you could very well see Nikola Vucevic sign a 2-year, $15 million, $16 million contract extension at the trade deadline. You could very well see that. And I just want to be clear on this. That's very much what you... Vikram says, why would Vooch agree to an extension if he wants to compete? Hey, if he wanted to compete, he'd force his trade. If Vooch went to the Chicago Bulls and said, hey, I want to get out of here. First of all, Vooch has been on the Orlando Magic, signed an extension, didn't worry about it. I think y'all got to realize that European players typically are very loyal to their teams. So I don't think Vooch is at the point where he's like, I want to compete versus anything. I think Vooch wants to be accepted. So I tell y'all, like I'm telling you, I'm just telling you right now, listen to what I said. I wouldn't be bad if they signed him to an extension at the right. Exactly. And that's the thing. Bulls fans act like we've done something. I don't understand how so many Bulls fans get to the place of entitlement like we did something. Bulls fans will literally look at you in your face and tell you, yeah, that guy who's averaged 18 and 11 easily, who's top 10 in points scored, top 8 in rebounds, all-time Chicago Bulls. Yeah, let's just get rid of him. Let's just let him walk away for nothing. How dare we extend that guy? The guy whose game is not based off athleticism at all. No, make no mistake, Vooch is a terrible defender. But you know what the Bulls weren't looking for when they traded for Nikola Vucevic? They weren't looking. They were not looking for defense when they traded for Nikola Vucevic. That is the voice Haize uses on his midgets with the fat. That's crazy. First of all, that seems like you're pulling from something that happened in life for you there, bro. Like that seems mad specific. What happened? What's going on? Is everything okay at home? Why would Vooch? I already read that one. Vooch for Ngakoue and AK wins the offseason. That's not going to happen. Listen, it's not going to happen. Listen to what I'm telling y'all right now. Listen to what I'm telling y'all. Nikola Vucevic is going to be a Bull, and it's a high possibility that Nikola Vucevic is a Bull past this season. I mean, you could literally see the first game of the 2026-27 season, and your starting center, Nikola Vucevic. It's probably about a 75% chance that that's going to happen right now. So, it is what it is when it comes down to it. Get over it. First of all, Reginald, how about this? The fact that your name is a basic-ass bitch name, stop worrying about me repeating myself, and if you got a problem with it, you get the fuck up out of here. I told you I'm not being nice to y'all no more in 2025. Watch yourself. Watch yourself. I don't care how long you've been around the channel. I don't care how long you've been leaving comments here. I don't give a damn if you left your life savings as a super chat. If you come here talking stupid, I'm not Pat the Designer. I'm not a nice person. I will flame you and fuck your mama. Watch yourself. Okay? Watch yourself and how you talk here. That's warning number one. Does anybody else want to be a victim today? Does anybody else want to be a victim? Okay. I swear Vooch is going to be one of the biggest names in Bulls history next to D Rose, MJ, Scottie Pippen, just because we don't trade him. He's already up there, damn near. Like, he's literally already up there. And so, like, that's just the thing that it comes down to. Like, It is what it is when it comes to Nick. I mean, Vooch is probably going to be here. The trade market isn't really there for him. I think that it is a mixture between the Bulls having his value maybe a little too high, and I also think there is some reluctance from AK in actually moving on from Nikola Vucevic. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I do think that Arturas Karnisovas, without having a starting level center there, that he's very hesitant to move Nikola Vucevic without getting something back that can replace him. And that could be the undoing. That could be why the Bulls never really get that level of value that they need out of it. And that just could be the reality of it. Vooch seems like the type who would be happy to have the job secure. Yeah, and I think, too, like, he values not moving. I think he values being in one place for a while. Like, keep in mind, Vooch has been, with 3 teams. Philly was only, a year, if I'm not mistaken. But the majority of his career is Orlando Magic and the Chicago Bulls. I think this is what it is. He's the Kirk Hinrich of the 2000s. But see, the difference is that Kirk really fit any team, right? He fit any version of the team that we have. But I get the analogy that you're going for there for sure. So, Eco Bean in the building says, I knew it. I knew Vooch would be on the Bulls opening roster. Yeah. All right, but moving on from that. So, everybody's settled in. Nikola Vucevic is going to be a Chicago Bull. Just get it over with. It's okay. Do not be surprised if he gets a contract extension at the trade deadline. But with that said, I want to move over a little bit and talk about the Chicago Bulls Summer League roster, which was officially announced today. There have been some back and forth of if Modest was actually going to play in the Summer League. I don't know if this means officially he's going to play a lot of the Summer League games. I did say that they did come out and say that even if he did play, there probably would be a restriction on the number of games that he played. But the Bulls Summer League roster is highlighted by Modest Buzelis, who I think we all love, and we know that Modest Buzelis is a player we're all looking to see how he's going to grow in this second year in the league. Noah Essengay, which I think having Noah and Modest out there together to give a little bit of opportunity to grow together, I really like that. Get them some reps together, I think is really important. These are the 2 guys that could be your forward duo for the next decade, you would hope, right? So Noah Essengay is going to be there as well. And then Javon Freeman-Liberty is going to be on that roster as well. This is a guy that left to go to the Toronto Raptors. He came back last season. Josh Primo, who had the issue with the Spurs. He ended up getting, waived there. He was out of the NBA for a little while. The Bulls signed him last season briefly, then waived him, and then they knew he was going to do his rehab here. So they knew he was injured. He did his rehab here. They gave him that deal so they can be in Chicago. So he's going to be on that Summer League roster. Probably going to be on the G League team as well. Then, of course, Lachlan Olbrich is going to be there as well. Lachlan Olbrich is going to be there as well, which is really good. Jameer Young, Emmanuel Miller, 2-way contract players. Adding to that is Wugo Poplar, who was a undrafted free agent signing by the Chicago Bulls, which is really good there as well. This is a decent Summer League roster. And I think people kind of have a misconception over what the Summer League roster should look like. Your Summer League roster isn't going to have a lot of big names. It's going to have a lot of G League names. It's going to have your rookies there, some of your second-year players. And so this is pretty much what you can expect. It's going to probably be a lot of these players are still going to be on the G League team. Also, if teams don't poach them after Summer League play. But I think the most important thing there is that Madas and Noah are going to get some reps together. They're going to get to see a little bit of what they look like together. It's a decent Summer League roster. And I think that for Summer League basketball, that level of competition is going to be fun. It's going to be fun for that level of competition to go out there and play. Summer League basketball is something that I always enjoy because at that point we're going through the complete lull of not having basketball for a while. With NBA basketball, WNBA will be in full swing by then. I think it could be a fun thing to watch and see. So we should see what happens when it comes down to that. But I'm excited about the Summer League roster. You guys know we go live after Summer League games, so you guys can stay in tune with us for that. They've already announced the schedule of the 4 games that are going to be played with another game being added. We'll see if the Bulls make the Summer League playoffs. If they do, they'll have a little bit of extra games on that schedule as well. But we'll be live doing that. So it kicks off July 11th. It kicks off, so 8 days away. That'll be going down at 7 p.m. Central Time, so stay in tune for that one. And then, of course, July 12th at 7 p.m. as well. Then we get a couple of days off, come back July 14th, July 15th, and then another game that's to be determined there. So that's how all that's going to shake out. Should be fun. Yeah, we'll get to see our rookie, and I'm really excited to see what Noah Essengay looks like on this level of competition. Do not expect him to look exactly like what he's going to look like at the NBA level, but much like Matas last year, against this level of competition, this should be the level that he's able to compete pretty well against and kind of show his skill set. You're probably going to also see him having more opportunity to do some offensive things that he's not going to be able to do, even if he does crack the rotation in the NBA right away. So you're going to get to see Noah's offense. I think that having Javon Freeman-Liberty there, he's going to be a really good point guard to help get him the ball at times also. So I like that. I like what the Bulls have here with the Summer League roster. Simple, fun Summer League roster, and we'll see what happens at that point. Noah better show something. No Diddy. First of all, that's crazy, especially on a team with Josh Primo on it. But I will say we shall see. I don't have unrealistic expectations for Summer League. I just want to see what it's going to be, man. Bulls management goes Summer League champs and play-in appearance. That's crazy, but maybe accurate. I don't care about Vooch. We just need a defensive center to start. Well, I mean, unfortunately, you can't just walk and pick those up off trees. Now, I would love the Chicago Bulls to maybe try to make – I mean, we don't have any open roster spots, so that means they would have to, like, waive somebody to go after, like, even a Mo Wagner, who I guess Mo isn't really a defensive center. The cheapest just defensive center that was on the market was Day'Ron Sharpe, who I think signed for, 2 years – like $6-7 million, something like that. But he stayed with the Brooklyn Nets. So, that was probably the cheapest just defensive focus center on the market. But, hey, decent roster with Javon Freeman-Liberty and Yuki to run the team and put Modest and Noah in scoring positions. Yeah. Josh Primo, look out. I know it's going to be a meme and people are going to be like, oh, my God, Josh Primo's on the team and whatnot. But I think if you go look at like what happened and that it actually came out, some of those things that were said about him were lies. It's actually proven legally. But Josh Primo also, I think, could be a player to watch and see if he does show anything. Because keep in mind, this is a guy that the Spurs picked and really had as part of their a part of their plan to revamp their roster. So, if he does end up turning into something, could be. We shall see there. Lachlan seems like a solid ass. Yeah, Lachlan seems like somebody compared him. I was trying to figure out, like, because you read comps to like Sabonis and things like that, but somebody made a comp to him to Andres Nocioni. And when I looked at it through that lens, I'm like, you know what? I could actually see that. Nocioni, who was a really good Bull for a while there as far as just being a tough reserve role player for the Chicago Bulls, could start for you sometimes. If Lachlan ends up turning into something like that, I think that's amazing value as a second round pick. Amazing. So, we'll see what happens when it comes down to that. Since there are no roster spots, does that mean that the Bulls roster could possibly be the opening day roster? Yeah. I mean, there's a high probability of that unless they make trades. Very high probability of that. That once Josh Giddey signs, that's your opening day roster. So, we shall see what happens on that one. But all right, y'all, thank you guys for tuning in. Just wanted to bring this quick update. Make sure you guys are following us at Bull Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, bullcentralpod@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We're the number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Love you guys. Go Bulls. See red, y'all. Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.